Hello everyone, I'm Kim Kerrigan, here at the Arques Community Arts Center in Peabody. Retired Senate Majority Leader Fred Berry is one of the driving forces behind the creation of the Arques Center. And the old post office in Peabody Square proved to be the perfect site. Here we sit in this wonderful little gift shop. I remember when there were only paintings, and then slowly but surely we started to see some jewelry, and now we see some wonderful pieces of pottery and all kinds of things. Tell me how it makes you feel to know that you've been responsible for moving this program along, and look how far it's developed.
Oh, I'm very proud, and I look at that beautiful chair, and I realized that when I took over North Street in Salem, we were in a little church, and caning, that's pretty much all we did. The part of the heart and soul for vocational training at the Northeast Arc for so long.
So why has it been so important for you to be involved with this organization?
I graduated from Boston College, and for some reason, I saw myself as a change agent. After graduation, I went down to Corpus Christi as a VISTA volunteer, trying to create change. When I came back, I realized from that experience that, to gain power, to try to make change, politics was one of the most effective ways to do it.
And then you ultimately left because you went on to the Senate so that you could work from that vantage point.
But I realized that if I was going to create change for a better life for the disabled, and I wanted to become a role model, I was determined not to be the crusader. So back then, President Bowyer offered me a seat on the Human Service Committee, and I explained to him I don't want to be on the Human Service Committee. I want to be a wheeler dealer. And I think that was the right route. Like, I did gather power, and I did play a role in a lot of issues. But that helped me get things done for later on for the bills I was passing on for the disabled folk.
Sure. You used your full might first in an effort to make changes for people with disabilities. And you are receiving an award today because we're so thankful for all that you have done, sir.
To be honest, I'm overwhelmed. This is, when you look at your life, when you start out at something, you never know where you're gonna go and how you're gonna do it. And this is just a great honor.
Anything that you want to say directly to the audience that's listening in the room?
The quality of life now is so much better. The disabled person has such a better chance to succeed than most had when they were born 60 years ago. And it's a great job, Arques.
I'm here at the Northeast Arcs Family Support Center in Danvers. This is where they have a number of programs, including a child care center as well as a personal care assistance program. Also here, this is home to the Autism Support Center. Now, since 1991, the Autism Support Center of the Arc has been providing families with information about autism, including services, referrals, resources, and the very latest research trends. Northeast Arcs Executive Director Jerry McCarthy considers this one of his greatest achievements. 35 years you've been the Executive Director. What brought you to this organization 35 years ago?
I needed a job and thought I'd be here for a couple of years and move on, but turned out that it's been so changing and evolving over those years. It's been like a different job every year.
The biggest change has to be the size.
When I came here, it was a small organization. We had a $600,000 budget. Several group homes, And today we're over 140 million. We have 42 homes and a wide array of other programs and services.
In addition to group homes, the Northeast Arc is really moving in a direction with some of your younger clients to try to help them live as independently as possible. Isn't that true?
Oh, that's absolutely true. More of the programs we're developing these days are independent living programs where we help people to really get invested in the community, get involved in the community, take advantage of community resources. For instance, Nicole, who's deaf, lives locally in an apartment with a roommate. She's very engaged in the community. She works full-time, goes to the gym, does many of the things that everybody else does in the community.
Early intervention, that is an important part of what goes on with the Northeast Arc. Tell everybody what that is and why you think it's important.
Well, I think it's one of the most critical things we do because we work with babies. Birth to 3 is the age range for the early intervention program. And we work with kids who may be missing their developmental milestones, or they may have a diagnosed disability that's very clear. So we can provide those families with appropriate supports and services. Hopefully the kids can catch up and get back on track in terms of their milestones.
I would dare say that that changes lives.
It does. One of the reasons we think it's so important is that if we can help those kids get back on track, they won't need our adult services.
One of the big challenges facing the Arc in recent years is that there's no guarantee of services for kids with autism spectrum disorder after high school, and that for young adults with intellectual disabilities such as Down syndrome, the eligibility for adult services has become more restrictive. Many who would have been guaranteed support in the past now are not. And let's talk about funding. Where do we stand now, and what would you say your biggest asset when it comes to funding? Is it the state? Is it the federal government? Or might it be individuals who are watching this video?
Well, we hope it's individuals watching this video because we need their support. We need their help.
And finally, I'd like to say congratulations to you. You are one of 3 recipients of this wonderful award tonight.
I'm very, very grateful. I have had incredible support in my job, both from the board, from my staff. I have the most incredible group of employees here who really made this organization what it is. And we have tremendous community support. The community has been extremely supportive of our mission and the people that we serve, and we want to continue to expand on that.
I'm here in the beautiful headquarters of New England BioLabs, located in Ipswich, Massachusetts. Founded in the mid-1970s as a collective of scientists committed to developing innovative products for the life sciences industry, New England BioLabs has been shaping the landscape of biotechnology by discovering, developing, and supporting superior research for almost 40 years. New England BioLabs is also committed to hiring people with disabilities. To explain why, here's CEO Jim Ellard.
Hiring people with disabilities certainly fits with our corporate culture, which is very welcoming, very supportive, and very progressive. We like to say that having a diverse workforce makes the NEB community much more creative, much more productive, and certainly much more resilient.
Absolutely. So if you were talking to other CEOs, what would you tell them if they were asking you about advice when it comes to hiring people with disabilities?
First, I would say, I'm surprised that more companies don't hire people with disabilities. Hiring somebody with a disability is just like hiring anybody else. Here at BioLabs, everybody brings something positive to the table in addition to the work they do, and Dave and Pam are no different. They provide meaningful work for us, and they're treated like equal members of our community.
And now you just mentioned them. You have 2 people who work here, Dave and Pam. I'm lucky enough to know them both. They are delightful. Tell me about the 2 of you.
Pam Foden, she works in our data card department, and she collates and folds paperwork that accompanies all of our products. Dave McGray works in our shipping department, and he's in charge of prepping boxes and also gel packs that we use to ship our product. Both of them are stellar individuals. I can honestly say that probably every scientist that gets our product has benefited from Dave and Pam's handiwork.
Sure, I bet.
They're reliable, they're conscientious, everybody at BioLabs knows Dave and Pam, and they've developed great friendships over the years.
They've worked here for quite some time.
Over 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And I would say we're very lucky to have them, and I couldn't picture the place without Dave and Pam.
What kind of employees are they? I know you say that they're great, but
Sure.
I mean, they show up on time,
Yeah,
don't
they show up on time, but they're part of our community.
Right.
Dave and Pam are just like anyone else here at BioLabs. They do their job, and they contribute to this fabric of this BioLabs family that we have.
You've really come to know Dave, haven't you?
Dave and I are good friends.
Yeah. Tell me do you have a great story about the two of them, or one that you love to share?
So I would say, when I think of Dave, I probably never would have gone to a WWF wrestling event if it wasn't for Dave McGray. And so I took him to those events a couple of times, and we had a great time.
Yeah.
But Dave, he's very thoughtful. He's all my kids' birthdays, my birthday, Christmas, Dave gives me a gift or writes me a note. It's a special relationship.
You're being honored tonight. You're one of three, and everyone at Northeast Arc is so appreciative. How do you feel about this honor?
Incredibly proud. I'm incredibly proud to tell our story, to let people into New England BioLabs and see what we've done with people with disabilities. And I would say I hope this inspires other companies to think about hiring people with disabilities and have them recognize all the benefits that it brings.
In addition to the fact that you hire Pam and Dave, New England BioLabs is also a financial contributor to the Northeast Arc. Now, why do you think that's important?
Well, we put our money where our mouth is. So we believe in the program, we believe in Northeast Arc, and we want to support them by hiring people like Pam and Dave, but also financial support as well.
What would you say to another CEO who maybe is trying to decide where they'll allocate their funds this year?
Sure, it's very cost effective. Don't wait. If you want to come talk to me, please talk to me. And I can't say enough about the relationship we have with Northeast Arc, and certainly I can't say enough about Dave and Pam.